Okay, we should be live. Let me just see how the mic is. I think I might need to turn it up a little bit because I was playing around with it when editing my Bali vlog, which is finished. I just haven't posted it yet. Hello, hello. Looks like that should be all right. Welcome everybody to the double header for pre-season on Thursday night. We first start off with Bulldogs HAWTHORN and then we move on to Brisbane Adelaide. So we've got 2 games, 6 hours of footy, and I'm pretty excited to kick back, relax, and watch these games. Always am, even if it is just pre-season. It's always a good intake to see how some of these clubs are going to go in 2025, and it'll be helpful sort of in determining where I put some of these teams in my ladder predictions, because I still haven't released them yet. I will probably release them tomorrow, touch wood, so just be on the lookout. I was going to maybe see if I can get them out today, but I didn't want to rush them, and I wanted to finish my Bali vlog and a few other things as well. So let's get the... Oh, actually, and also we've got a new little addition to the streams, possibly for the full year, and I might be able to do this for other things, but I figured out how to do it with like live comments. So someone put in what they had for breakfast in the chat, and whilst I do that, let me get the live viewers and all that up. There you go. So click on that button and Lachlan's message has come up. Toast. We got another one with toast. What do I have for breakfast? I actually was up quite early this morning. Went for a walk, which is the first time I think I've done that. Certainly this year. But in general, I don't actually remember the last time I did that. So maybe more of that would be good for my mental health and just getting more stuff done in the day. Because when you you don't want to start your day on your phone in bed on TikTok or anything like that, or with whatever else. Like you kind of want to get out and maybe get a bit of fresh air to start your day without any technology. So that's a good start to the day. But let's get the squad up on my other laptop. I don't think I'll be fixing this monitor for at least a week. So we're using my spare one for the other screen. I'm not sure if that'll be used for KO. Wonder what the overs and unders are going to be for the KO buffering. I'm going to say 10. Like, that's pretty bad that the overs and unders are 10, because it's a $35 service and it's not doing what it should be doing, which is running smooth broadcast. Let's hit the like button as well, and maybe we could get to 42,000. I don't know, 800 probably not, but maybe 42,750. 2 streams, especially if the games are of a pretty good quality, that could help. As you can see on the bottom, I do have a prediction for this game. I think the Hawks will get up. It's in Tassie, and I'm not really rating the Bulldogs at the moment. Gonna hide that account. Or should I name and shame it? I'll name and shame the Lara Fitz account. What's up, Andrew? How are we? Braden wants the Giants to win. The results don't really matter, but I guess if you support the club, assumingly you do, then you always rather see your team win, even if it's pre-season. So that's fair. That's a fair assessment. Gus is going to the Crows v Lions game. Well, you live in Brisbane, so it's a good night out to go to the footy on a Thursday at Brighton Homes. I assume there'll be a pretty solid crowd because it's kind of the first home game back for Brisbane after their flag, so I'm sure they'll get a good crowd for that. Adelaide, how many Adelaide fans will be there? Probably not many. So, like I did last time on the stream on Tuesday, I want to try and see if I can have a look at the squads, because I'm not too sure if Hawthorn have played. Like Barras, I wasn't actually sure if he played in the other game. It looks like they're on the screen now. So Barras looks like he's in the squad, which is good. So they've got a pretty solid defence now, obviously. Barras, Frost, McGuinness, Weddle, Battle, Eamon. It doesn't look like Sicily playing. He's playing on the wing. Oh, no, he's playing... Yeah, he's playing on the wing. All right, and Nick Watson's also named in the wing as well. Sold out 16... Oh, really? Did they even hold 16,000 there? I thought they only held like 10. Like a lot of those suburban grounds, training grounds. 16,000. Geez, well, we'll have a look to see if that is true because we'll be able to watch the game. That is the game after. I didn't have a pre-game little ticker countdown, but I might have one ready for tomorrow. I want to have a little bit different. Tomorrow I'll also be doing a double header probably, and maybe I'll introduce a new graphic potentially. We'll see. But hit that like button and also subscribe. We're trying to see if we can get to 43k by opening round. Tomorrow, probably my ladder predictions. Then might as well also post the video where I predict every game on Squiggle, because they seem to just be free views and they're not hard to produce. And a few other ladder prediction videos as well that have to be finished filming. And then opening round tips when the tipping comp will be out and around that time. Bombers played the Geelong C team. Essendon still fit. They didn't play the Geelong C team. They had a few outs, but I think it was only like Bruin, Smith. I think it was more just the fact that the Cats just didn't want to risk getting injured. They didn't really put in 100% effort all game. It didn't really seem like it concerned them as much as it did maybe for Essendon. I still owe a footy. Well, you've got to... If I do owe you one, like I lose track of that. I definitely lost track of all that back then. So you've got to like get back to me and message me. If you haven't, I just haven't seen the message, then potentially you're in my requests. But fair enough. If you do still want it, like, and I do owe you one, I can't just ignore it. So definitely get to me for that. That's fair enough. I don't dodge people on purpose like that. See the new jumper Melbourne will wear on Sunday? Not really. I don't know if it's a jumper that they'll wear in the normal season or if it's just a pre-season jumper. I'm going to assume it's just a pre-season jumper though. But if it isn't, that'll interest me a bit more. But it's probably just like a training kit. Melbourne do have probably one of the best in the league. Them, Essendon, Saints, even Brisbane's. I wonder if Brisbane will be wearing... I don't think they'll be wearing their training. All right, well, we're not even into the first bounce and it's already buffering. So I'm going to have to switch to another browser like I usually do. Maybe gather around. I think I know then what you're talking about. It's probably their training design with the old demon, the retro demon. Which I'd almost argue is a cooler logo. Okay, it's doing this stay tuned shit, but I guess we still have a couple of 6 minutes before this starts, so we'll wait for a few and then see how it goes. Just got the charity stream sorted. Yeah, look, I could be doing like a shaved head as a end of year punishment. Maybe that's a possibility. I'm thinking of some ideas for that. Achievable ideas. Going bold. Because I feel like I've already done shaven head, so why would I just go in bold? Or I transition to a woman. No, I'm not doing that. Let's see. Carlton bring back the blue out. I didn't like it at first. I actually had that Guernsey in one of my top 20 most hated designs of all time, but I've come to grow the design a little bit. I've actually sort of come to like it. I think it looks pretty cool. Very threatening, I guess, when they run out on the ground with a jumper like that. I feel like it's pretty sick. So I don't know. It's a cool concept. I don't know when they're going to be wearing it though, for what game, but that's cool. Makeup videos. Yeah, more Cardman if ever need uploading on that. In saying that though, my more Cardman Bali vlog, I was just about to post it, but I felt it was probably too late to the game, so I'll just do it tomorrow. The Melbourne jumper. Well, last year they did wear that red design, the red back with a red back, the regular design with a red back for Freo. Because there's a bit of a clash when they do play the Dockers. Where can I see that design then? Because I just feel like it's not something they'll wear in the regular season, from what I've been hearing. Oh, so it is an actual Guernsey, not like a training design. Well, yeah, they probably should wear that in... I think they'll probably wear that in Gatherand. Someone might have said that before as well. If I had like a producer behind the scenes, he can just chuck that image up on screen. How cool would it be to have a producer? You know what? I'm capable of doing it on my own. I'll show you guys quickly what it looks like for those that want to see it. When am I opening footy cards? Well, I could be getting a box of select, even though I'm currently in a position where I need to save as best as I can. And I don't think buying a box of footy cards is the best way in actually achieving that goal of saving. But it would be pretty cool to see how the newer cards look. I know it's just select, but it'd be a stream. I'd do a stream if I did that. But I'm not sure when they're out. Team coach, as always, I'll do some team coach stuff, but probably not going to be buying as many packs this year. I'm almost certain of that. All right, and also I wonder how many times my camera's going to turn off with the overheating problems, because I get that all the time. It's just because the lights are so bright. So there's what the Ds are going to be wearing for their game against Freo, which makes sense because they've got a bit of a clash, but I hope they do incorporate it in 2025 for Gather Round at least, because you've got the old VFL or AFL logo, which a few clubs adopted last year for Gather Round, which I thought would never happen, but they have actually done that. So that's cool. It is cool. What I prefer, I do prefer Team Coach, probably just because I've been collecting it for longer. It's a bit more nostalgic for mine. And it seems like they put a bit more effort, at least in social media, in terms of promotions and all that. Do I think their cards are more collectible? I actually think Select cards are more collectible because of the numbered and all that designs, but I reckon Team Coach, at least they give more back. Select don't do shit, but also Select aren't as much for the kids. Yeah, the Dogs have so many injuries heading into this game, or heading into round one, that I can't really see him starting the season off well enough. No Liam Jones, no Adam Treloar, no Jamara Ugle-Hagan, no Cody Waitman. I'm sure there are more. I can actually have a look at their injury list right now. Because both of these sides, right, like I feel like everyone's talking down on the Bulldogs heading into this year. They've got a bit of a downwards trajectory, whereas HAWTHORN, everyone's talking them up. And they both played off in a elim and were just about as good as each other in the finals. So different positions. Where do we think the Dogs are going to finish in 2025 then? Gus says they'll finish below the... Yeah, look, I think they're more likely to, but you might look at Sportsbet odds and they might think differently, because sometimes they think way too highly of the Dogs just because they overrate their list. Yeah, the Dons certainly surprised me. By the way, I don't think I'll be always clicking on the comment if I want to read it, but I do like the design, so I'll probably be overusing it early on. Got homework. Don't you have the Brisbane Adelaide game to attend to? I mean, fair. If you're going to that later, do homework now. Matchday vlog out tomorrow. Good luck with getting that out. If you're going to school, especially. I've never really had to worry about that when I've been in school because I didn't do vlogs. But if you wanted to release a video the day after, what time do you have? Unless you want to stay up extremely late. But, like, kind of fuck that. All right, we're underway here for the first bounce. No one there. I know it is in Tassie, so I just find it like interesting how they have some of these games in places like Tassie. I think it's fair though. I wouldn't mind around where they exclusively have it at local grounds, like what they used to do, where it was all like a community shield or whatever they called it. It's kind of like a community series. Have them in regional grounds around the country. Like I remember I went to Morwell for a Saints Collingwood game a few years ago, and you'll probably never see a game in Morwell again. I'm not complaining that much because the Saints always play at RSCA, and Darcy has snapped quickly and missed. I also haven't got my stream deck working, so we're doing the scores the natural way, I guess. No, I can't put the game on the screen because you're not allowed to do that. Oh, well, you better actually do it then, mate. It's one of the worst ideas, though, to say it for a preseason game. It has no matter at all. If you're going to say that, maybe say it when the stakes are a little bit higher. Okay, Bob. But yeah, no, I can't, Felix. If I do that, I'll get like some sort of a copyright strike. It's almost a certainty. So the Dogs have started off solid. There's Josh Battle wearing number 24. So for 26 he was at the Saints, 24 at the Hawks. That's a shocker. We are going to miss Josh Battle, and I don't really see who's going to be able to replace him because we haven't really got a player that's as good as him down back as a key. But yeah, everyone thinks Hawthorn are going to be a really strong side this year. See how they go. I expect them to beat the Dogs, especially in Tassie. Here we go. Eamon. D'Ambrosio. Sicily is there. Goes over. Newcomb can't find it. Will Day. He's going to be an excitement machine. I think he could certainly be first timer for the All-Australian. Weddle's there. D'Ambrosio. So a few poor skills from the Hawks earlier. Some of their kicks have been pretty bad. Not going the way they've intended. Here's a chance for Darcy and English. Is that Sanders? No, it isn't. Because he's not 26. So I need to become familiar with some of these names. Practice your commentary like KO call-up since we can't watch the game on your stream. Yeah, I'm doing my best at that. And here's a chance for Chol. So he takes the first mark inside 50. Probably more important heading into this year than most players, Chol, because their key forward stocks are probably a bit weaker than some of the other teams. That might be the one concern. They've got good smalls, but Chol needs to have a big year. I think he's capable because he had a good one for Gold Coast in 2022. So he snaps it around and it's a good kick. So the Hawks have the first through Chol. And that's good for his confidence heading into the year. What about if AFL played games? Well, I don't know much about local grounds. I don't even know if Bendigo could even host a game like that. It's local, so it probably doesn't matter like for pre-season. But you wouldn't have a game in Bendigo for the regular season at all, would you? Go Razor. Someone said you know it's bad when... is he still in our top 5 best mids? He's currently injured at the moment as well. Well, we've got Steele, we've got McRae, Philippou. Yeah, maybe he is still. And Philippou is going to be injured for a good portion of the year. Because Crouch and Ross are out as well. And Darcy's there. So he started off really well last week in the game that I watched against Essendon. So this is the second Bulldogs game I'll be able to watch. And I don't actually know what logo they're officially going to be using. Are they going to be using their anniversary logo for all their graphics? Because that's how I used for the thumbnail, but I'm not sure if they're going to be using that full-time. Not full-time, obviously not full-time, but for this year. So Darcy, 0-1 early. And that's a better approach, but it's to the post. That's 6-2. I've been watching for 3 years. So you might be a little bit surprised with where I put Essendon when I do my predictions. I've sort of written them down, but I'm still in the process of doing research. When I do my ladder predictions, I want to at least do a bit of research to all the clubs, so I kind of know what I'm talking about and have reasons for and against where they should be placed. But haven't finished with that. But Essendon, I did really like how they played the last stream I did. So yeah, maybe higher than you think. When will they be out? Well, considering I'm not working now, at least not this week, I have a lot more time to work on videos and all that. And I have been spending a lot of time on the Barley vlog and preparing for the stream stuff and other stuff behind the scenes. But the ladder prediction should be out tomorrow. Which would be the end of Feb. And there's a chance for Bont, who I sort of don't really notice very much because he's got the curly hair, sort of like a bit of an Aaron Norton style haircut with the headband as well. I don't really like it that much, but I'm sure Bont doesn't give a shit how I think about it. So the chance for the Dogs to kick their first year. They've been pretty inaccurate early on, 0-3. Not sure how many people watched last night's game, but I watched all of the last 3 quarters, and they kicked, at one stage, 21 goals, like one, but they technically were 21 goals straight because that point was a rush behind. So I've never seen accuracy anywhere near as good as that. I've seen inaccuracy as bad as that with St Kilda, but not accuracy. So Sanders gets another disposal and gets it inside 50. D'Ambrosio quickly kicks it out to Meek, but Meek can't pick it up. English is there, and he keeps it in. Jeez, English did that well, and so did Dolan. He goes inside 50. Oh, that was almost a really good bit of play from the Dogs, but it's an even better bit of play from Barras. Good mark. Yeah, I tend to agree. If you continuously... I can't edit a stream without Tyler joining 15 times. If you want me to continue talking about him, he's just going to have a field day at this stream, and I've got a double header. So I haven't got the time to time people out. Mods do it. If not, just let it be, mate. Like, what's Tyler going to do? Nothing. He hasn't got the power to do anything apart from put in silly chats. But like, he has a point. He still has a point. This guy needs to get a life, so I'm going to hide him. But I'm not just going to be worrying about that all stream because there's no point. Getting sick and tired of it. Oh, good steal from Harms. McNeil snaps it around the body, and it looks like he's put it through. So the Dogs kick their first, and they've started off all right. He didn't do anything wrong. Well, he was being he's just saying the same old rubbish. They're not going to be a premiership threat, the Dogs. Like a lot of their new players, I don't even know them very well, so I've got to become familiar with them at the very least. Yeah, I know, Lachlan. It's obvious. Anyways, I'd rather talk about footy and all that, like anything else, honestly. Some intellectual topics, not some shit like that. Barras again. Jeez, he's going to make their side so much better, him and Battle. They might have a new brand of footy, says Smallwog. Hawthorn or Bulldogs? Probably Bulldogs would be more... But I don't trust at all Beveridge in doing so. Thoughts on Bo Allen? I haven't seen him play yet. But I've heard only good things about him. He's the top-ranked talent in WA. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to maybe seeing him. I don't know if I'll be able to get to watch the West Coast game. But I've been able to watch every preseason game this week. And I might actually watched every game. I don't often get the chance to do that. But what's the point of going to a preseason game if it's not going to count towards my stats? Oh, it's a goal. So McNeil, is that his second? Two pretty solid goals. Scrimshaw pushing him in the back there, but yeah, the Bulldogs have been the better side so far. They've been getting more entries. They've been winning the ball out the middle. They're getting first hands of the footy more often. So 2 goals, 2 disposals. What chance, though? I still think you're going to finish bottom 2. Maybe bottom 4. What's different heading into this year for West Coast? What's going to change? Because to me, they haven't improved their list. Because Barras is going to be a huge hole down back, and maybe Liam Baker and Owies will be providing more than what the average player for West Coast. Well, there's another chance for McNeil to get his 3rd. But you're a West Coast fan, so you got to say that. They're not finishing 12th. Yeah, I don't know what would make you believe that unless you were just a one-eyed West Coast fan. And it looks like Bont's going into the room, so that's a bit of a concern. Jeez, imagine fucking Bont gets injured. That'll just add towards the concerning injury list that the Dogs have right now. Hey, look, another bit of a skill error there. Gunston, who I'm in a way surprised he's still going on. Maybe that's just because he's the last remaining premiership player for Hawthorn. Him and Bruce. Yeah, I mean, I guess I haven't watched that game, though. I didn't get to watch any of that, so I cannot really make much of a read out of that. Barras, another mark. 3 intercept marks already. Yeah, Alex Witherden, no one liked him. He kept on making too many critical mistakes and getting beaten too often by his opponent. Yeah, I did see that. I'm in a way surprised he said that. But, like, players probably are so hesitant in saying things that they think are going to get them into trouble. Like, I don't really see anything wrong, but I'm just surprised he said that. Shows that there's a little bit of personality left in some of the players and a bit of humour. And he knew that there was a camera on him as well. So it's not like, oh, yeah, it was like, oh, shit, I said that, but I didn't want it to be posted. I'm sure he knew that was going to be the case. Pretty funny, though. Fuck Carlton. Yeah, because he didn't even want to leave Carlton. They just got rid of him. They should have kept him. I rate he's a lot as well. A lot of clubs actually were targeting him. Or were looking at maybe getting him, and West Coast sort of got him when they didn't think they were going to get him. Once again, the Bulldogs applying the pressure. The Hawks are forced to go behind and just making stupid errors like that from Scrimshaw. They need to do what Collingwood did last week or last night and punish poor skill errors, because if the Dogs want to be a good side this year, they've got to be able to punish on the scoreboard a little bit better. I actually don't think Bond's coming back on the field, by the way, so there's going to be that to consider for the rest of the game. There's McKenzie, there's Sanders. But once again, it's the Bulldogs winning it. Williams handballs it over. Liberatore. Harms to Sanders, and he finds an option in the pocket in Rory Lobb. Oh, that's Vandermeer. Never mind. He's got the bleached hair, so I just assumed it was Lobb. What are your thoughts on the solar system? Provide something valuable. What's a fact about the solar system that many wouldn't know? It's fascinating, though, for sure. McNeil, has he just kicked his 3rd? He's on track for 24. He is on track for 24. Yeah, I did know that it was 4.5 billion years old. Probably most people knew that as well. What's with a family of North Melbourne supporters? Like, you don't see that very often. Like, I heard Pommy say on his stream the other night that he doesn't like it when AFL supporters wear the opposition team's colours to a neutral game. Like, just their own colours to a game that they're not participating in. So I don't know why there's a full family of North fans wearing North kit. Like, just wear something else. Like, the full family's a bit weird. And you wouldn't be wanting to wear North Melbourne either because they're a shit team. Maybe if it was Brisbane, it's like, okay, wear it proudly, I guess, to the footy. They're a really good club. They won the flag, maybe. There are a lot of North fans probably in Tassie, though, because I do play there. I know there are more Hawthorn, especially in Launceston, because I did go and I noticed a lot of Hawthorn fans, I guess because I went to the game, but like just in general, I got to talk to some of them and I got to find out a little bit of their history and why they're supporting Hawthorn. Pommy and Oz on his stream the other night. I was on it for a lot of it. I just didn't chat much. Because I don't mind watching a live reaction alongside the actual game if I'm not streaming. But I just normally, when I am watching a game at home, just streaming it because I'm benefiting from it. There's a chance Hawthorn Morrison, D'Ambrosio, and not going to work its way back. That was looking like it was going through then. Just sort of bent the other way in a way. Yeah, the inside 50 count's a bit of a concern with like 2 or 3. I don't think Hawthorn have had more than a few. Well, they only had 2 because they've had 100% efficiency with scores inside 50. UTAS compared to Mars. Well, there are more temporary stands at UTAS. I don't actually think Mars have any temporary stands, but UTAS are full of them. But I think they're a better. It's a better ground to watch the footy though. I think Mars, like, there are better viewing areas. The gap between the field and the front row of the certain ends of the cheer squad, much wider than it appears on TV. The grandstand's quite far back, which is a bit shit if you're in the front. So I don't know. I think UTAS is a cool ground, but I think Mars is a better ground, even though it holds less. Vandermeer is a chance for a 4th here for Bulldogs, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to use this ground for much longer. I don't think they are. Oh, Caden, go piss off. I'm actually going to give this guy a hide. Probably a bit harsh, but I don't see the point in even saying that to begin with that many times, so fuck it. So better kicking. That looked like that was a goal, but not. Clearly not. Yeah, well, Kev can be the one explaining the reason. I don't really think I need to explain myself. I feel like it's so obvious why I can't, but I guess some people don't know. I guess especially the ones that are a bit younger, because when I was young, I thought maybe I could watch, because sometimes when I wanted to watch games of footy and maybe I wasn't able to, I'd sometimes see if it was on YouTube, or just as like a theory, like if they show footy games on YouTube, they obviously don't. I guess out of curiosity, I was looking. So 8-23 with 6.5 minutes to go. The Bulldogs have certainly controlled territory in this first quarter. And I would love to see the clearance count at the end of the quarter as well. G'day, Michaela. AFL Talks live streaming the draft. Well, you're actually able to get away with doing so, but yeah, it's not an organic way of growing a channel. If he thinks that's the best way of growing a channel, then it's a shit idea. Because people are only going to go to his channel just to see like copyrighted broadcasted gameplay or footage. Watson gets it back, and that's a smart option. Unselfish, because it's not often that Nick Watson would pass it off, but he of course passed it off to Guinea, and Guinea kicks the goal. So Hawthorn kick their second, and trail now by 9. So they've had an update about the Bont injury. So calf tightness, and they're going to rest him for the rest of the game. If this was a final, obviously they wouldn't leave him off the ground, but obviously preseason games, so it doesn't matter. Not going to risk someone like Bont. Yeah, I did enjoy seeing him upload again. I didn't watch it straight away, but I got around to watching it the day after, and I found it quite entertaining and a lot of humour in that video. I would want to get involved in the Cookson video if he continues uploading. Wonder if he edited the video himself, because it was all right. Well, I don't have him in my 8. I wouldn't have them in my 8. And if the Bont misses the first couple rounds, then definitely not, because they've got a hard start. They do have North to start things off, but it wouldn't surprise me if North won, because sometimes North can get those early wins. Fresh side, young side. But when was the last time North actually beat the Bulldogs? I don't think they've beaten the Bulldogs since before COVID. Where's my phone? I want to check something. Surely without Bont, the Hawks can get a little bit on top now. Just check out the audio sounding, because I wasn't sure. I had to play with other settings when I was recording voiceovers. Yeah, he'll be done for the day, Andrew, but it looks like he will be very okay for round 1. And they've got still... When do they play? They've got 16 days till round 1 anyway, so the 16 days he'll be all right for that. If they had round 1 next week, it'd probably be all right for that as well. But you think that, you never know. If they do like a scan potentially, if he still has a concern in the next few days, it could be something a little bit worse, but it should be all right. And it looks like Battle will get his chance of taking an intercept mark. So I think them, like the duo between Battle and Barras, have had like 5 intercept marks already, which is exactly what you want to see as a Hawthorn fan, but you kind of knew it was going to be the case. They are quality play. And there's another, well, he dropped it. Battle had a chance there. Drops the mark. Bombers could be exciting, but they're not going to make finals. But they'll have a few exciting games. But I just don't think they're top 8 quality side yet. Look at the inside 50 count. 4-18. So they're certainly probably a little bit flat on the scoreboard, the Hawks, when you think about it. They've scored every time they've gone inside. But Hawthorn's defence is so solid right now that the Dogs are finding it hard to score from all their entries. 3-5 probably should be a bit more than that. The good thing about going, I can go past and read like previous comments as well if I miss some with this little comment thing. Can the Hawks keep it? Yeah, they will be able to keep it in, and they're going to go back inside 50. Warple. Not the best handball, but they'll correct themselves, and that's not a good kick. Hawks' defense is the best in the comp. Well, it was one of the worst in the comp last year. It's probably now one of the best. Oh, it looks really formidable at the moment, I'm not going to lie. And they don't even have like Sicily in there, who was one of the best defenders in the comp like 2 years ago. It doesn't seem like he's going to be playing defence this season. I might be having him up forward or trialling him out as a mid forward. Here's a chance for the Dogs, and English will mark. So easy mark there. Yeah, I will, Kev. It's going to be the only preseason game I'm going to go to. I could have maybe gone to the game yesterday, but I think I got more out of watching on TV because you actually get to see more. You get to see a lot more of the gameplay, and you can hear what the commentators have to say. If there's an injury, sometimes you don't really pick it up when you're there on the ground, and sometimes you're a bit distracted in the ground as well if you're not getting the best view. So, yeah, I will be going to that game. Yeah, they should be up by more here, Bulldogs. Can't wait until the Sandful starts. I don't really have any interest in the Sandful. That's the first person I've seen actually say that. I wonder like what the passion in South Australia is for leagues like the Sandful, because there really isn't at all for the VFL, but I'm sure there'd probably be a bit more for the Sandful because I guess there have been generations of families supporting local Sandful sides as my camera's fucking gone off. So that's number one. I'm just going to call it up, so I'll be back in 15 seconds. All right, 34 seconds to go. I think that'll last a little bit, but I'm sure it'll turn off again when it loses its... Well, when the tower will heat up very soon because, you know, it's pretty hot right now with the lights on, and it's kind of a hot room right now I'm in. 17 seconds. I'll look at the chat. Actually, I might as well look at the chat now. Who's in it? Sammy, g'day, Geordie. Let's see if I can continue this streak, because every new season I have this little thing where I'm like, let's see how many consecutive streams I can get where we at least get 100 viewers at any stage for footy games. Normally we should be getting more than that, but there are some times where it's just I don't know, I guess the hype for the game isn't as high, or people aren't really on YouTube, so there are some times that they don't happen. Normally they do. But last year, I remember I had a few practice games that weren't really the best. So can this one surpass some of the old ones from last year? The Dogs are going to fail to score. So it's a dominant start, but not really on the scoreboard for the Bulldogs. They've definitely been stronger really in all areas. Probably apart from defence, I'd say. Geordie says... What did Sammy ask? 68? Why are you asking me what score they'll be on if they score 11-2? I don't understand. Do you not know what score a team is on when it reads 11 goals too? I've been able to identify scores since I was like 4. That's why, like, I think as a kid, if you're a footy fan, your best timetables are the 6 times tables because it's footy goals. Anyways, I'm not sure what he's trying to refer to with that one. Should AFL go to New Zealand? Nah, there's no need. I don't think there's enough interest in New Zealand to bring a footy team there. What they should do, if they want to expand it all internationally, have it, which I don't think they should and I don't think they will, just have more games in New Zealand. Like, better off having the games in New Zealand than China. I think it was a bit more successful. They should bring back the New Zealand Anzac Day games, to be honest. But if they did that again with the Saints, I'd probably consider going. Because I think that'd be a really unique experience. Going to a game, being in a different country and having an AFL match day experience. But as an actual AFL club, we're certainly not ready for it. That won't be the 19th team or the 20th team. Geordie says the ones around 5, 10, 15 are the easiest. I'll make this a bit smaller because that's true as well. No, I actually don't think the Dogs are going to win because I think the Hawks will get onto their terms at some stage and they'll play their game right. And they seem that when they do move it inside 50, they are more likely to score. I've got a bit more of a dangerous forward line today. So I actually think Hawthorn will still find a comfortable win at some stage. I tip them by 20. And looks like KO are playing this really annoying ad again. I can't really stand this ad, to be honest. The voice is really annoying. Hawks will win, says Mary. Yeah, I still think they'll get on to their terms at some stage and win. The playlist guy has joined. Some of these KO ads are really repetitive and like almost unnecessary. Yeah, I have the Crows Lions game already scheduled on the channel. Top 8 predictions. So I don't want to spoil things because I'm doing my full out of predictions probably tomorrow, and I don't really want to just spoil it if I leak it. So maybe I won't give him yet, but I don't think the Dogs are making the 8. And let's say from this team or this game, I think Hawthorn will find a spot in the 8, but not a guarantee to be top 4. You can't just put him in top 4 just because people are saying that they will. 20 teams in the AFL is too much, says Riley. I don't think it will. Yeah, look, I in a way agree because what are they going to do? Are they going to increase games played or are they just going to keep it at what it is and just have less double ups? But you can't have a competition with 19 teams because you don't want to have a bye every week. So 20 teams sort of needs to happen and then just leave it that way so it's even. And then they don't expand anymore. And if they want where are they going to expand to? Like, I feel like every state has been served apart from like ACT. So maybe just give Canberra the team and that's it. But then the NT won't have a team. But it's never going to be fully national. It's not feasible to have a team in the NT. It's going to be way too expensive. I just don't think it's going to happen though at the NT. Like, because they're going to have to build a new stadium there and it's going to be really shit conditions. So they're going to probably need a roof on the ground, which will cost more. And it'll probably cost more to transport all the materials to build the stadium and get the workers to help fund everything to suffice a team. And then a player's going to want to play in the NT. Like, training's going to be hard as well for the players because it's just going to be hot all year round. And I don't think they're going to get enough fans to fill out the new stadium. So I don't know. I did watch a video on it. It was a good. I can't remember who made it, but it was had made some valid points to why the NT team wouldn't work. It'd be cool. I wouldn't say they don't deserve it, but I just don't know if it'll work as well as like a Canberra team. Can Adelaide make the top 4? Yeah, they probably could make the top 4, but I think that's a little bit too ahead of probably where they're sitting right now in terms of expectations. But definitely finals. That's their goal. If they don't make finals, Matthew Nicks can go and pack up his bags, I would think. So Barrass and Battle have combined for 5 intercept marks at quarter time. Sicily with 1. And the Dogs haven't really got any. None of their key defenders have done anything. Can't even tell if Roy Lobb's done anything. I can't even tell if he's on the field. So, second. Oh, shit, the second's already. Gotta get that. So, you think a Northern Territory team? Yeah, what makes you... Oh, no, actually, that's an old comment. You could still elaborate into why you think so, though. How's Battle going? Yeah, he's fit into this game very nicely. Him and Barrass are a deadly duo that any club would wish for, as Vandermeer kicks it, and there's a mark. So Sam Darcy will kick the Bulldogs' first goal in the second quarter, and his first. I'm actually surprised at how little the crowd is. I thought there'd be a few more people at least behind the goals, but it's Thursday, 5 o'clock in Tassie. You're not going to this game if you don't live in Tassie or Launceston, as a matter of fact. And probably not even going to give much of a shit if you don't support these two sides. Could Darcy be a contention for the Coleman? Probably due to his age, he's not going to be consistent enough to dominate in every game, but I think he'll definitely be one of those players to be winning Colemans in the future, because I think it would make AFL Australia's biggest sport again. The AFL already is Australia's biggest sport in terms of like a lot of numbers, like attendances and all that, and I just think it shits on the NRL massively for so many reasons. Cricket might be the most followed sport possibly, but like more people care about the AFL than cricket as a top sport. There's a chance for the Will Day. Geez, that's a huge inside 50. Can they lock it in there, Hawthorn? They do get a boundary throw-in. Yeah, well, I did actually watch their video, or Geordie's video, the vlog. It didn't make any sense why she even made the video, because it was more of a picture slideshow with a couple of portrait videos that I just felt was a massive waste. And then after that video, I kid you not, I had a dream where I was at a game in Shanghai, and 4 of my mates from school were there, and for some reason that didn't already ignite a red card into being so far from reality, if it wasn't already. And then Scoops was there, Lockie was there, and someone else from the community was, I can't remember who. And it's weird because they weren't even mates from school. They were just people I kind of knew. But anyways, relevant to the overall conversation. Find it, well, yeah, Scoops being there of all things as well. Well, Lockie's being... Why would he go to a neutral game? Because I think it was a St Kilda game. Actually, no, it wasn't. It wasn't a St Kilda game. Probably would have been like... Oh, yeah, it was a Port Adelaide game and Zay Burnell was there. I just forgot who they were playing. Could you imagine you went to Shank... Yeah, like, there'd still probably be a few people saying, oh, good vlog, good stuff. A few people would say that, but I'd hope the majority would be like, what the fuck have you done here, mate? Especially if the main reason you went was for the game and that was the only bit of content you put out. Jeez, the Dogs are moving this quickly with a few chip kicks. I don't know what happened there. Now, they don't really do that anymore, though. But I commented that exact phrase, though, on their China video when it really wasn't. But I said that a lot back then because I was just generic as crap. No, not really. I'm just sneezing. I've been sneezing the last couple of days. That's really it, though. But you'll probably call it sick, as everyone does. Sicily down, back again. Yeah, I don't really think the 5 o'clock time slots ever do well for pre-season games. It was the same last week. The strangest was the one where Tango came to my house and accidentally burned. Certainly have had Tango in my dreams before. I've had Studi in a lot of my dreams, especially before I met him for the first time. And like I was shit scared of him in my dreams, but for some reason he was a nice guy in them sometimes, but other times he'd do psychopathic things. Yeah, it does actually get annoying in all honesty, Kev, especially when people constantly say it. Like, who cares if I'm sick? Yeah, I'll go live for the Crows game, even if this stream doesn't really do too much more. I'll still go live for it because I'm going to try my best to watch all the preseason games because I want to try and it'll be good for like fantasy as well because I got to see how some of the new recruits and the new draftees perform, and the best way of getting that information is just watching the games, I would think. If you did put a game outside of Australia, where and why? Well, I actually think America wouldn't be the worst idea. I actually think they'd care more about the AFL than they do at the moment, the NRL, because I do have the NRL. I think there's a game coming up, actually, at Allegiant Stadium. I'd probably say in America or New Zealand. Some are saying India, but I think it might be similar to China. There'd just be too many people there that just don't care. Yes, the market's massive, but China just haven't really got any interest in sport. Certainly not AFL. You watch the game on TV. Most of the people there that were Chinese were probably forced to go or like paid to go or something. Drops another mark. Morrison. Good work from Norton, just applying the pressure there to keep it in. Liberatore gets there and he's going to cross it across the boundary line, tries to keep it in, but doesn't. It would lead to some explosive footy, wouldn't it? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I wouldn't go to that if they had a Saints game there. I don't even know if that allow fans to travel. Can you travel to Palestine? I wouldn't think so. Good mark from Sam Frost. He's another one of those players that you sort of forget about. You thought that he might not get a chance in the best 23, but I think he's certainly probably the third tall that stays in the side. And then they're just moving Sicily to another position. Who's winning, Freo or Melbourne? I think Freo win. I don't think Melbourne are going to have that great of a season, but I've seen people say, like I saw Caden's video. Obviously, he's going to say they'll make an improvement and have a big rise, but Connor Rogers reckons Melbourne are going to be the biggest risers. I don't believe that as Liberatore goes offline. So they're spraying a few here, the Dogs. I'm not going to lie. They probably should be up by 4 goals. Yeah, LA wouldn't be a bad spot. But the problem with a lot of those countries that is kind of a unique, exclusive problem to the AFL and I guess cricket as well. They just don't really have the facilities and the grounds to accommodate for AFL. I know they have the MLC, I think Major League Cricket. So maybe if they play in America, there are a few cricket grounds they could use, but the attendance, like they wouldn't get much of an attendance. So would it be worth it? I don't know. Maybe it would be. Darcy again, but he drops it. But he's an excitement machine. Like look at all the Hawks players that went up with him. It frees up space for the other dogs forwards, honestly. If there's like a spillage and a crumb, that would probably suit them. What did Harry say? Yeah, I actually haven't seen a single person say the Swans will win the flag. And I'm kind of not surprised. Like, why would you see him? They had about as dominant a season as you could have and got fucked up in the granny. So do we really think they're going to replicate that season? Because even if they do, they're just going to choke in the grand final again. Yeah, I mean, the US is a massive market as well, but like, do we really want America to steal the game? Like, will there ever get to a stage where there's a league in America? Maybe. Well, there is US AFL, but like a professional league with teams that people care about. Because if that ends up being the case, there could be a day where you see like that being a more followed league than the AFL, because there are more fans in America than there are Australia. Ah, Geordie. Gene Swart. I've completely forgotten about that guy. I have not remembered this guy's name in like 3 or 4 years. Darcy's not happy. That probably should have been a mark there. Not the Tigers, like you said. They'd beat Collingwood. What did Eagle... Probably a conversation that they're on about. It's an interesting game, this is. Not as skillful as the first one, to be honest. Hawthorn certainly have left a lot to be desired early on. Liberatore wins it. Davidson. There you go. Give it to the youngster and he'll do the job for you. Kicks a check side and it goes straight through the middle. He's been incredibly impressive as a youngster. He's gotten 47 fantasy. Hold up. Let me refresh that. As a fantasy option, if he plays round 1, 56 fantasy, 18 disposals and a goal. And he's a 191 centimetre player that's drafted as a forward as well, with 18 touches. What happened to Guinea? Apparently did his finger. I would have already noticed it by now, though. They would have said something. Well, Bont's not on the ground right now because I think didn't do his knee, but he had it was a calf strain. That's what it was. But he'll be fine. Davidson's everywhere. He's in all areas of the ground. 78 point. Well, by Sydney teams, if you include GWS. There's Davidson again. Sanders. Just give it to fucking Davidson. There's a chance. Couldn't get the tackle across. And Warpool finds McDonald, who... Not McDonald. McGuinness. Imagine thinking a team like Richmond could beat a full-strength Collingwood. And who thinks that? Are we talking Studi? Because he'd be the only person to think that. McGuinness from 40. And it stayed in the air for a little bit, but that's gone through. So the Hawks get one back. 22 plays 37. Davidson's now in my Supercoach team. Yeah, you watch this. If he gets a selection for round 1, which maybe he does, I don't know. Because I don't know if he's going to play in the midfield, because the Dogs do have options if Sanders plays, and I can't see Sanders and Davidson in the same team. But remember, Treloar isn't going to be in the round 1 squad, so they have a few options. Like, what's their lineup looking like, the Dogs? Doesn't want to show me. Sanders, Bont, Libba, Bailey Williams. Polterd, is he? Yeah. McNeil. But he's not really a midfielder, is he? So you would say last night was match fixing because Andrew Dillon put a chip in the ball. He'd say something, actually, along the lines of that. If he was going to make a video, he probably mentioned the accuracy, saying it was match fixing. Somehow. Here's a good ball movement from the Dogs, but unfortunately Williams spills it. Did Eagles John say Richmond beat? Yeah, because we kind of know why he's saying that. I never really take anything he says seriously in the streams or the chats. Like, sometimes he just honestly provides more harm than good. And there's another chance for Davidson. Strong tackle. Really making his mark to be selected for round 1. $20 touches now. Didn't really know this guy before today. Eagles John has very little knowledge and it shows. Yeah, you're right. Oh, I just realised that I'm talking to Tyler Nicholas, aren't I? Hey, look, if you want to talk about footy and not talk about scoops, I'm more than happy to have you stay for a bit. When do you reckon your predictions are out? Tomorrow, probably. I said earlier, I've got more time now in the mornings to get stuff done. So even though it takes a while, especially with research and getting all of what I want, all of the points I want to make valid, so I know what I'm talking about, and I do want to analyze a few things with the lists and all that. It takes a bit of time with the research, but once I get all that done and I have like a script written down and the graphics, and it doesn't take too long to edit a video like that, so it should be finished tomorrow. So English. He's done bits and pieces. He's moved up the ground, which is good. Are you doing your awards separately? No. No, it wouldn't be worth a separate video. It'd just be included like it normally is. I really like Josh Weddle. I think he's a chance of being a smoky for even an All-Australian selection. What did Eagles John say? What did he say? Because everyone's getting all angry at it. Look, I don't know if he believes that genuinely, or if he's been brainwashed to believe that, or if he's just trying to troll. But you can't. There's no one with any amount of footy insight that would even be close to thinking that. A lot of his takes are brain dead. They're actually a little bit annoying, so I wouldn't be opposed to just have him stay away for a bit, because every time I read his comments, I do get a bit, like my IQ drops a little bit. I feel like it always drops when I do these streams. Sometimes they don't, but sometimes they certainly do. Darcy, that wasn't Darcy. Jordan Croft. When was he drafted? Like, what pick was he drafted? I'm sure there's someone that knows more than I do, so they could say it in the chat if they wanted to. Lachlan reckons... Yeah, I think possibly as well. Croft is a father-son. Who would his dad be? What other Croft played for the Bulldogs? Because I would have known. It's not like this player would be playing in the 80s, because he'd be too old for a father-son selection. Saying a team that'll win 1 to 2... Yeah, we've established that it's a stupid call, and English is on to the ground here, so there could be concussion worry for Team English right now. Williams gets first to the footy. He tries to move around Morrison, and he wheels on his right, kicking it down the wing, looking for O'Donnell, and he gets caught. Really good tackle from Eamon. Matthew Croft. I know fucking nothing about Matthew Croft. When did he play, and how many games did he play? And apparently it was a 2023 draft as well, so it probably makes more sense. Yeah, look, he played, all right, 1991 to 2004, 186 games, and he never won any accolades. So I probably have a reason to maybe never have heard of him. Because he never played around the time when I was watching footy, not at all during my era. I listened to people's big calls yesterday. A lot of them were silly. Yeah, a lot more was silly that I didn't put in the video. But next time if I do a video like that again, I take way too long and actually going through I need someone to just do it for me and then pick the best ones. So maybe just next time do that, and then they can crop them out. So all I've got to do is read them and then whack them in, because it took me a while to hand pick them and crop him. Where do you think the Bulldogs will finish? Well, they're not going to finish in the 8, in my opinion. Even though today they have actually impressed me more than I was expecting. I just don't think there's enough. Any box breaks for team coach? Yeah, I'll have a few box breaks. I'll probably get some... I might be getting some free boxes that I could either give away or maybe do as a stream, because I'm not going to do too many video box breaks. So they'll get to the stage where I get a bit tired of them. And I know not everyone would. I'm sure a lot of people would watch all of them, but I wouldn't want to post more than 2 as videos. But you see, you look at some of the most viewed videos on my channel, and they are box breaks, so they do rack in the views. And that's a strong mark from Rory Lobb with a different haircut, so he doesn't look like Vandermeer anymore. There's Sarah's comment on the screen. How are you? Good. I think the whole logo team should show in the scoreboard. Yeah, look, everyone experiments with different things when they are making graphics. So I've gone for something different, and that's going to be the style for this year. And not the style for everything, but more the style for like the scoreboard and the... I had it for something else. I can't remember though. It was another graphic template. When will opening round predictions come? Yeah, so I'm working around maybe getting something prepared, like as a bit of a collaboration for it, that I want to do for the tips videos this year. I mean, it might not have enough time for it to be fully sorted out for opening round, so maybe round 1 or round 2. Despite all that, if I haven't got my ESPN footy tipping comp revealed by the time it's out, it'll certainly be revealed on the day. So do I post them on Monday or do I do them Tuesday? Oh, fuck, sorry. I completely misread who scored it behind there. Sorry. I think they might as well, but yeah, the only way Adelaide are going to make the top 8 is if we get 100 likes on the stream. So let's hit that like button and we'll see it go up. Caleb Poulter, someone who has been so quiet in this game, I haven't even noticed he's been playing. And that's just a kick of nothing. That's a nothing kick, really. He didn't look... Well, why would he go for a pass, actually, in that situation? He should have gone the shot, but it was that bad that it just went out in the full. Didn't give any of the options for the forwards if it, like, dropped. Davidson again. Doing everything. Yeah, Nick forced me... Well, not forced me, but he, like, begged me 4 times to join his comp. I finally gave in because I'm like, you know what? Fine, I'll join everyone's tipping comps, especially if there are prizes to be awarded. So if you have a tipping competition and I haven't joined it, don't hesitate if you really want me to join it and just giving me the link. I'll join it if you want. Fuck it. I'll be in all the tipping comps. Especially if there are prizes to be won. But that's the thing, right? If I do poorly, then I'm going to lose all the comps. So I've got to actually do well for me to have a chance of winning multiple. Yes, I will be streaming that, Sarah. So if you want to watch that with me, you can. And English takes a strong mark. So this has been a really weird game. Scrappy. Lower scoring than some of the other practice matches we've seen so far this round. And Croft misses. Hits the post. But that was a promising sign there, that kick. Look, this last another half, the Dogs were winning this practice match. Hawthorn have really not gotten out of first or second gear. They've just been taking this one really easy. And they're lucky to only be down by 15. And that's just... How was that not holding the ball? Oh, it was holding the ball. Harms kicks it. Can he get height? He does, and McNeil will kick number 4. So McNeil kicks his 4th, and the Dogs move to 44 and lead by 21 here. I still cannot believe the way I won Nick's comp last year. 1 to ahead and going to 5. So I just tipped the exact same. I mean, that's smart. If you want to ensure you get the win, especially if that's the only comp you are a chance of winning in, then you might as well do that. And that's why, like, some of the smaller tipping comps, I almost would be preferring to be a part of those, because sometimes the small comps that haven't got many participants in them have big prizes still. You just join them and your chances of winning are higher because there are less people in the comp. Liam McNeil. Lachlan McNeil, actually. Well, I don't know about Davidson much. I can't even remember where he was drafted or what selection. But he was drafted, I'm almost certain, last year. Will you be opening footy packs? Do you want me to open footy packs this year? If enough people want me to open them, I mean, I will. But if Nick won his own competition, does he not give away a prize, or does he just still give first place to second place? Because he can't just announce the winner as himself. Like, if I won my own tipping comp, would I be like, oh yeah, I'm going to pocket the grand prize? And Norton, too strong there for Sam Frost. Norton, another player that if he has a wild card season of almost 50 goals, him and Darcy combined, like, they've got 3 of the better key forwards in the comp, the Dogs, but they seem to never work together. That's why I could see Ugelhagen possibly departing the club. If they have a poor year, you know, probably get better output at a club that needs a key forward a little bit more. And he stabbed at that. That's a shit kick. That's a shit approach and that's a shit finish. And it's unfortunate to see that they've been kicking really poorly. This time Freo do the thing and knock out a random team and make finals. I think Freo by the last round already be in the finals, honestly. Be good if we had any Bulldogs fans like in the chat. They could give me their intakes, what they like, what they have wanted to see from this game, and what they've been. Well, what kind of like what impressed them the most? I guess who's impressed them and what things have they got to address still. There's Kennedy. There are a couple Bulldogs fans in the chat, but I just don't think they are gonna give me enough for that. Disgusting umpire. You can't be complaining about umpiring. That's sort of one thing you don't really see ever. Like you always see umpiring being a major topic of conversation after a game, every game really in the footy season, or every week at least. But you never see it in the preseason because no one cares enough to worry. Why would you really worry about the umpires? It doesn't make any sense to me. All right, I've got to get better at learning some of the new player numbers. So we're going to give it the footy numbers game a crack for the next 5-10 minutes. Anthony, a Hawthorn fan, do you want to elaborate on why you have been disappointed with the first half? Will you be streaming Adelaide, Brisbane? Yeah, a lot of people have been asking, so hopefully we get some more numbers for that stream when it happens. But I think as this game progresses, we'll get a few more, and we'll chuck up some footy jumpers. So you guys can be involved as well. So give me a second to do that. Tyler, you shouldn't be telling mods to do anything, mate, because you should be timed out, honestly, for the stuff that you do constantly. Apparently this is a viral game. I don't know about this necessarily being a viral game. Maybe we'll do one easy version, but I wouldn't mind just doing the some of the harder versions because I kind of think this will be a bit too easy. Feel free to play along, I guess. So we got Acres. We got... Oh, for fuck's sakes. Sometimes I just have like a autistic moment there. That was silly. Well, not autistic, but like just a mental blank, a silly moment. I'm not sure why I said Ash. I was meant to say Aish, but he's not. Obviously, he's not 8 either. Hold up. Let's do a harder one, though. I don't really want to do the easy one, even though I scored 1. Remember when someone stole my footy? Which footy start? Gatheran? Someone stole my scarf at Gatheran, but I don't even think they stole it. Well, in a way they did, because I never got my scarf back, and I think someone has that. But I didn't remember it getting stolen, so I think I just left it somewhere. I feel like there's a bit of a difference between that way of stealing and someone actually going up to you and stealing it. Like if you got robbed. Let's move to medium. Oh, I used to be alright at... Okay, 11 for the Bulldogs. So I'm going to say Jure and look like an idiot here, but I genuinely... Oh, well... I need to update this. If they think it's Mac McRae, they've got to update this. Alright, time to start something else. In fairness, Atkins also doesn't play for them. So what am I supposed to do? This game's not really worth it anymore. You didn't crash, Georgie. There's no way you fucking crashed already. Surely not. Quaynor. I'm gonna give it like a few more cracks. This chat, I am gonna start getting rid of all of these accounts, all right, in a second. I know they're gonna say Caleb Daniel, even though he doesn't play with them anymore. No, don't listen to Tyler Nicholas. Actually, to be honest with you, I wouldn't listen to it. Jared Lyons or is it McCarthy? I think it's Lyons is 17. Who's 11? Fuck. Time out both of them if they're going to argue. Who's 11 for Brisbane? Quickly. Why am I so... Is it McCarthy? Alright, McCarthy. Alright. This is where I need the chat to be a little bit more helpful with some of the... That's Perkins, right? Oh, for... Oh, why do I always get Perkins and Harrison Jones confused with numbers? We have to get to 5. We'll get to 5 and we'll do... Maybe we'll stop. For fuck's sake. Why am I so bad at this? Is it Bailey Scott? It's Zane... I actually used to be really good with play games, you know, Starcevic. No, I don't even think that is Starcevic. Fuck God. I need to get to 5 here. I never pride myself in my knowledge sometimes. Tui, even though he doesn't play anymore. What the f... I've got it wrong again. Tui? He was 42 at one club. Look, let's relax. We'll take a breath. We'll refresh. We'll read the chat. He's retired, Tui, in fairness. But, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes when I play these games, like when I see the number, I sometimes just don't get anything in my mind. I just go for something silly. Like Tui was like Marshall. Like, okay, that's like for St Kilda, right? If I did St Kilda, like I should get every correct one. Let's go. See, I'm probably going to get this one wrong. I would say James Harms, but he doesn't play. He used to be... It's McVee. It's McVee, isn't it? Okay. I'm really bad with the new players, not going to lie. Like, you think I'd be good, but I forget. That's Ross. I might be wrong. I'm right. You think this has been my bread and butter, because I'm like... is that Francis? I think that's Francis, but I might be wrong. I'm right. 4 in a row. Let's go 23, Liam Henry. All right, 5 in a row, chat. I can stop after this, but I want to try and get an even higher score. That's, geez, I cannot disrespect the Cats fans again. Par fit. I don't know if he still plays for them anymore. I think he might be delisted, but anyways, that's 6 in a row. Oh, shit. Shit. I've always been really bad with Essendon. Someone says Setterfield. All right, well, that doesn't count, but I'm going to take it. I don't think I would have gotten that. I always forget about Setterfield whenever I think of Essendon players. I always forget it. That's Duray, isn't it? Bulldogs are another team. Even though I'm watching them play, is Oscar Baker even playing? So Duray is 15. In fairness, he isn't playing. Did someone just say Bont? Maybe we'll go again. I could try hard. I could give hard a crack, but I just feel like if I can't even get a good score on medium, then I'm not going to be able to get anything better on hard. But there's expert as well. Far out. All right, we'll try and get 7. That's what I'm talking about. I couldn't even tell you. First person to say in the chat. Let's try and get let's get a a shared high score. Oh, was that Thilthorpe? I would have known that. I should have just backed my guts. I was going to say Thilthorpe, but I don't want to sound like an idiot because I've been out of form. Fair. Okay, I should have got that one. 24 again for Adelaide. Is that Mark Keane? I'm probably wrong with this one. It's Worrell. It's all right. This actually playing this game is a benefit for that's Bruin. No, is it? This is 2023, by the way. 2020, not 2025. I reckon this is wrong. It's right. Okay. Thank fuck, because I didn't want to fuck up Geelong. That's Van Rooyen. I'm almost certain. All right, we're on a bit of a roll here. We're on 2 in a row. Yeah, it is half time. 25 for St Kilda. What the fuck have I... 25 for St Kilda. Oh my god. Philippou. The only reason that was a hard one, not hard, but like I got stuck, is because he didn't play a week before. Bergman. I'll look at the chat if I'm stuck, but if I know it, I'm not going to need it. Webster. They know that I'm a Saints fan. I've just gone a streak of 5 here, so this is good. Let's go number 6. Richmond. 40 fucking... Is that Colliner? Is that mate Oh, see, look. How many people are getting that one right? Of a general AFL population, I'm not saying any more than like 10%. Steely Green. All right, I need to remember. Anytime I get that again, I'm going to remember Steely Green is number 11. Or number 40. I don't know why I said 11 at all. Number 48. I knew it was him. I kind of feel like you don't, Georgia, but whatever. All right, no, let's go again. Hard, we'll go another streak. 19. 19 for Sydney. I'm going to say Hayward, but I feel like I'm this wrong with this one. It's Peter Laddams. Fucking... Who knows that? I'm so bad, says Sarah. Jeremy Howe. That's easy. Someone said Laddams in the chat. Fair enough then, Lucas. You're pretty good. 10 for... That's Prestia, but he's always injured. Oh my god. Hey, no, Prestia was at one stage 10. Please tell me I'm not a fucking... He's not 10 though, he's 3. I should have known that. But, in fan, he used to be 10. It was 10 for Gold Coast. What am I thinking? Jesus Christ, what was I thinking, Prestia? God, I'm promise I'm not drunk. I am sober. 7. See, that would be Baker. Oh, that's like a Mandela effect. Dion Prestia been number 10, but it was 10 for Gold Coast. 29 for Gold. Oh, bloody. I'm going to go Brody Unlin. Brody, it's just a random... Okay, well, it can't be him because he's not even in this list. Who is 29? I don't know. I'm really bad with Gold Coast. Jake Rod. I would have never got that. How do you guys know that? Like, genuinely, I can't fathom that. It's just Gold Coast Suns. Who pays attention to them? All right, 6 for Gold Coast. This is in 2024. Should get this one. It is Smith now, isn't it? No, it isn't. It isn't Smith now. He used to play... He was 6 for Bulldogs. I'm just going to look at the chat. Conway. I probably wouldn't have got that. It's not really a big name. Chat helps out again. 40 for Richmond. Let's go Noah Cumberland, but I don't think it's Cumberland. It's Sonsi. Sorry, Richmond fans. All right, next up, we got 16 for North. Shit. North are not a helpful side either. You go for Geelong, though. Fisher. I knew that. I just forgot that. I knew that, but I forgot that. We got 7 for... That's Viney. Some are like... undeniably obvious. So that like Viney, you get that any day of the week. You get that 20 beers down. I'd still get that 30 for. I should be getting Hawthorn players. Is that Deer? No, I don't know. It's Sam Butler. Another one that it's kind of like, yeah, all right, look. Not a massive name. But it is supposed to be hard. Come on. 6 for 6. That's Logan McDonald. Oh, is it? Is it? I don't think it is. Why was he the... I don't think it's him. He's number 1. No, Warner's not. No, it is Logan McDonald. Yeah, it is. All right. Just back yourself, mate. Back yourself. Didn't look at chat there. 42. That's Robbie Fox. Yes. Okay. Got a couple of Sydney ones. I've been watching Sydney games. Number 12 for North Mel. Oh, no, that's Simpkin. That's Jai Simpkin. Yes. Yes, Lucas. Cardman is cooking. 7. That's Josh Dacos. All right. 7 for 7. 77 views, 77 likes. Numerology. 34 for Sydney. Look, this is a bit hard. Is that Melican? Oh, this is a real stab in the dark. It's Matt Roberts. I could have got that. He was a fantasy player. Far out. Damn it. Oh, let's go again. 32 for Brisbane. I'm going to go Jack Payne. Darcy 4. I should have known that. Should have known that. 44 Wilkie. All right. Well, actually, chat, put a W in the chat if we just keep doing this until the second half style. 28 for... I don't know GWS either because they're not an irrelevant club. They're a small club. 28 for GWS. No, don't know. Someone says Jones. Is that... That's not Darcy Jones, but let's just go Darcy Harvey Thomas. Whatever. I knew it wasn't him, but someone said Jones. Next up, we have 33 for Collingwood. I should be getting 33 for Collingwood. 33 for... My first player I'm thinking of is McCreary, but I definitely don't think it's him. Is that Bobby Hill? No, 33. All right, I'm just going to go Hill. It's probably not him. It's Sullivan. It's all right. We'll get 7 again. Sullivan's hard. It used to be Guinea. 24 for Adelaide. Max Michelani is a guess. Worrell. We had Worrell. I never... Josh Worrell. Screw you, mate, if you're watching this. 24 for Richmond. So for some reason, I think it's Gibkiss, but it probably isn't. It's Sam Naismith. All right, we're on a roll of 0. We've had a 3-4 consecutive streak now. I just don't have a player. He retired. Yeah, I know that, but... Don't know. I'll let chat give me the player. Because it's like, there's someone that'll know this. There are 82 in the chat, so someone will know number 17 for the Giants. Is it Finn Keller? Is it really him? Wow, okay. So he's like one of the stars of the comp emerging, and I don't know his player number. That's what I'm trying to say. It's hard. For like, even 44 for Collingwood, I don't even remember. Like, my media's... See, like... That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't know. 44 for Collingwood. Ned Long, apparently. Like, who the hell... Like, that's hard. That's why we're playing hard mode, in all fairness. 40 for Gold Coast. Like, you're not going to get a 40 for Gold Coast. I'd never get Gold Coast players. Jeffrey, you reckon? Yeah, okay. I might, because I remember Joel Jeffrey had a couple of decent games, and I did remember, like... Okay, well, so you get Heppel, but he doesn't play for them anymore. Don't remember who actually is number 21 now. We had this before. It was Fort, wasn't it? Ben Ainsworth was my cousin. Well, that's pretty cool. Leave that chat up for a little bit. 33 for Brisbane. I'm going to Darcy Gardner, but I don't think it's him. Oh, for fuck's sakes, it's Bailey. That's a doable one as well. Anyways, I think we're back to the second half now, so we can probably give up with this. Are we? Should have gone Bailey. But, like, you know that. It's just that in the moment, like, even if I was watching another streamer, I reckon 7, 8 times out of 10, Bailey would have been the player in my mind. But sometimes when you're with a bit of pressure, especially on a streak, you sometimes get just the wrong name pops up. All right, anyway, second half. Stick along with us. Maybe at 3/4 time we can try the hardest mode or whatever it's called, elite or it wouldn't be called elite. Forgot what it was called. So Guinea does get the first score on the board. He's got 1-1, I think he is. I don't know why I'm so tired after that footy jumper game. Artie Jones, Davidson, Jones. He's going to go for a special goal or pass or just do nothing in between. I don't know what the point of that was. It's like he was trying to do both but ended up doing none. I went to the Cats Don game and after the game I at least heard 50. It's a practice match. What's the point of complaining about the umpires? Like, just focus on your own game in a practice match because the result doesn't fucking matter. Day, here's a chance. Explosive. McDonald. McGuinness. Chol. Not a very good handball and he can't collect it properly, but he does now and it's an alright kick inside 50. Gives a chance for Dylan Moore. Ginnivan has to go back and O'Donnell is going to lock it in. I can't tell if this is going to be a close game or not. I don't know if Hawthorn are going to gradually get their way back in it, if Bulldogs will tire themselves out, or if it's going to be... Surely the Dogs don't dominate every quarter, though. I would be surprised. Kennedy clears it out, and Norton takes a strong contested mark. You know he's good at that. He gives it off quickly to Bailey Williams, who's been very, very busy from the game so far that I've watched, and McNeil there, who has also been busy kicking for. Thoughts on the NBL tonight? Are the finals on? Apparently they are. The only reason I found out about that was because I saw something on Instagram, but I don't have any interest in the NBL. I feel like if you don't give a fuck about the NBA, you're never going to care about the NBL. That's the way I see it. Maybe that's not necessarily true, but Meek high ball Day off to not Ginnivan, Newcomb. That's going to go out. Yeah, this is been the least of the of all preseason games of the three. This has been the least entertaining so far. Hopefully tomorrow's game, or tonight's, I should say. We've got another one, Brisbane Adelaide. How do I pay for you? How do I pay for you? Do you want to donate? If you want to donate, I'm going to certainly accept a offer of a donation. If you want to do that, just click the dollar button down below. Jesse, g'day, mate. Hopefully you were happy about... Well, you would have been impressed with Collingwood's performance last night. I think any Collingwood fan would have been. And then, of course, all the other critics are saying, oh, but they only beat Richmond. Yeah, but like you should have watched how they played. They looked really, they look like a top 4 side if they continue playing like that. Like the way that they can transition off defense with Houston, Quaynor and Josh Dacos as well, man, they're going to be really exciting. Again, Richmond didn't look great, but they had passage of play where they looked all right, but they just ran out of legs. So, and all of their 3 recruits fit into the side beautifully. Membry had 4 goals and looked like he was peak of his power. Who's the other recruit? Perryman as well. He was good as well. Should we add Libba to the fantasy team? I wouldn't be asking me about that, but I don't really think Liberatory would be the fantasy player, to be honest. Like, you pick premiums and then you pick cash cows. That's probably what I would do. I don't think Libba fits into any of those categories. But again, I don't know. Maybe yes. Oh, great tackle, Artie Jones on Sicily. And he'll get rewarded, Jones. He's an excitement machine when he's on. Remember he had a good game against the Suns last year. And almost harms, but he couldn't quite grab it. Eamon clears it. Or was that Impey? No, I already told you I haven't really interested in the NBL. If it's on tonight, I'm not watching it. Barras clears it. So the Dogs lead it by 21. 3-6 to 6-9. And Noah looks like he's bored. Really bored. That's why he's saying hi 5 times. Not sure if it warrants a hi in return. Everyone's been shitty on Eagles John this stream, but you know, he has a valid point there. Do not spam, or I'll probably just time you out. Short ball Morrison. And Barras. Not Barras, sorry. McCabe, that is, 27. Duray, good tackle. Harms. Here's a chance for the Hawks. Ginnivan, Moore. They're dangerous when they get the ball onto the ground. And Warple should finish. And it's a goal. So they cut it back to 15, but they haven't really been able to get it to under a goal at all since quarter time. But they are still a real chance at this one. There's still plenty of time to go. Jimbo is in the chat. Hello. Lock in Noah. Has Guinea kicked any? Mate, you could just check the fucking AFL up to say... No, I'm kidding. Yeah, he kicked one in the first quarter. I believe it was their first goal. Or one of their first goals. It was a chip pass from Watson, and he had a chance with like 5 meters out in the square. So, yeah. Guinea, yeah, 1-1. So he's had a couple of chances, but he hasn't really been too busy. But no worries, I don't think, with Jack Ginnivan. I subbed. Well, I've set this to subscriber only mode for the next 2 streams, so everyone in the chat would have been subbed. McCabe goals. McDonald, sorry. Look at that. In a matter of time, Hawthorn, with how deadly they can be when they go into the forward line, and with, I think, the weakened defence of the Dogs, which we've seen a little bit so far, they can score quickly. They were able to score really quickly in the back in the last year, certainly. Who's the most exciting team? Look, the team I'm excited to watch most is the Saints because I support them. But that's probably an unsurprising answer for me, to be honest, for me to say that. G'day, hey Spence, how are we? There's Darcy taking on the wing. And Garcia, he tries hard, but he's just never going to get there. Or the 1-on-2 there. Do I think the Tigers will go 0-14? I sent him a video. They won't get a win till round 15. They might not get a win at all. Will you do a Swiggle Ladder predictive video? I think I probably should. It's not a hard video to create, and people seem to want to know who I think wins every game. I recorded before my Bali trip, I had a bunch of videos that I recorded, and none of those videos I ended up releasing whilst I was away. One of those was that video, but I'm going to refilm that because it was two and a half weeks ago. I might as well refilm it. Family Guy, Scary Theories. Geez, hopefully you're doing well in the hospital. Obviously, if you're in the hospital, you're probably not doing the best, but hopefully things are fine. Maybe you're not in the hospital for something that has affected you. Maybe you're there because of someone else, but regardless, hopefully things are good. Of course. Do you feel bad for Smith? Yeah, you feel bad for anyone who tears an ACL. I can't relate because I've never done it, but you know it's a serious injury. Of puffy eye and sinusitis. Either I'm the idiot or I read that wrong. Like a sinus infection, that is. Yeah, okay, right. Well, hopefully not there for much longer. Newcomb lines up, and that's one of those kicks that look like it's going in and then it just doesn't continue on the trajectory and it just stays there. So I've got to change the other score as well. Thoughts on Ginby? Ginby should be suspended with the act that he made on the Layla. It was unnecessary, but I don't know what they're going to do. Don't think he got a suspension for it. Warple. And Dylan Moore. So Hawthorn are starting to get a little bit on top now. Their forwards are working a little harder and they're finding more avenues at goal. Marty, he's the guy at Triple M. I heard about that, yeah. I believe that's the guy. Yeah, it is. If you've suspended it in the season, you can't be eligible to win the Brownlow. So 11 minutes 20. Yeah, Hawthorn are locking it in here. They're doing it well, but the Dogs have set up all right. Warple chips it backwards to Eamon. Look, I'm not going to dance, to be honest. If you want me to dance, chuck a dono, maybe I will. And a big fly, possibly. Battle's somehow flown into the forward line. You don't see that very often. Gunston, backwards to Ward that was. 25, is that? Yeah, Ward. Jesse. I don't know who Brandon Maynard is, so it can't be that annoying. And Connor McDonald, I think that's his second goal. He's actually been the most accurate player in front of goals for the Hawks. And it's a 2-point game. So it's starting to become a contest on the scoreboard now with the evenness. G'day, Chappie. Chappie, we need a... if that video that we want to do wants to happen, we've got to plan it sometime this week. I was thinking maybe tomorrow night or something. And also, we need to re-record that thing with Jake. So you got to just message him about it. I've got Jake. Who do I have? I've got a few more that I need to record with Haz and Terry and Checkers. And I've got a couple more empty slots. So who should I get on for the creative prediction video then? If you particularly like new name. Now I wanted to get the Shepmates on, but they've not responded to any of my messages or anyone else's messages in regards to it. So whatever, they're not going to be getting on at this rate. So maybe I'll get some more niche creators that I haven't really gotten on the channel. That's the chance for that, because I've gotten a few new creators, but like I wanted to get some of the big names, and some of the big names just don't want to give me the time of day. So it looks like I'll look to someone else. Yeah, Prime Train I tried to get on last year. And he's always just like, it feels like he's just got no time for anything. Although he does respond to me, but very rarely. And I don't know, I could ask him, but I feel like I'd be a better chance of asking someone who can give me a bit more time back in the next few days, because I haven't got much time for it. Well, I'm talking about niche creators that some may not have heard of in the community that are actually a bigger name than you think. Oh, good Mark from Norton. Like, who's a name? Like, I could make like the Gazman as an example. He's like one of those names I'm just trying to talk. Like, I feel like a lot of people probably haven't heard of him or don't know him much. He was in the Stat Chat Creator Tournament, so maybe people know him from that. But like, I'm talking about those sort of channels. Like, maybe I'll give back more to those that are in the YouTube scene over like the TikTok scene. But I've gotten a few TikTokers on, like a couple that are more on TikTok, more than the YouTube. Yeah, we'll have to do that as Norton finally kicks straight. So he's been really inaccurate, Aaron Norton, but he finally hits the big sticks and 8 points. I'm not sure what you're talking about, mate, with that at all. Like the boundary riders are an option. I don't know. Like Egg Footy, I probably should get. I haven't yet asked Egg. I probably should get him on as well. But yeah, there are a few spots empty because I had, and like even True Footy. But True Footy seems like he's just taken a massive break and has just turned off everything on his socials. So yeah, if I had like his phone number, I'd be able to get him on, but I don't think I'll be able to get him on. Chris, g'day. How often do you go to Marvel? How often do I go to Marvel? Probably like once a week, I'd say. Kennedy clears it out. He's been all right. Need to check his stats though to see sort of how much of the footy he's had. Norton could go for 2 in a minute and he misses. So he's had a all right day, but he could have had a good day. He could be on 3 goals, 4 goals. No, I'm not doing that shit, mate. Like, I could fake it and not risk getting seriously injured. But if I were to do that to an unsuspecting Collingwood fan, particularly a feral one, what do you think that's going to end up? How do you think that's going to end up for me? Not well, I wouldn't imagine. Lob's there. O'Donnell needs to be clean. Will Day's on him, but O'Donnell does all right. He's composed. He kicks it, but that is out in the full. Yeah, we could do that. But it's not necessary yet. I feel like just continue a couple calls. Anyone know what to do if you're over full? Go and maybe try and shit. I reckon that'll help. Oh no, sometimes water helps. Mackenzie snaps it inside the forward 50. And the Hawks will have a stoppage 30 out from their goals with 7:31 on the clock. Looking to press here. Nash straight to Sanders, but Dylan Moore does well to lock it in. Will Day's there. Numbers on the footy. He's got to clear it. Nash clears it. Ginnivan's there. Ward, can he collect it? He does. Eamon goes for a short pass, but Roy Lobb takes the instant mark. Weird that everyone was really bashing Roy Lobb in the early stages of last year, but he's become probably their most important key defender for them, I would say, at the moment. Draft night was good. Yeah, it was good. If I didn't seem very active in that call, that was because I just got off a conversation with my parents that didn't put me in the greatest mood. I found out some sort of shit news, but it's all right now. Get Hotkey AF. Nah, I'm not going to get Hotkey AFL in. I think him and Studio channels I'll probably stay away from ever collaborating with, to be honest. And yeah, you might think of me as soft for doing that, but I think it's just a better idea, almost. I thought it was hilarious when Bevo threw him as my key. Threw him as a... Yeah, it seemed like Bevo was just moving all the magnets around because he had no idea, but it seemed to have worked out because Lobb, I think he did at one stage before he moved down back, played as a defender, maybe for Giants, or was he always a forward? Yeah, I know you were, Chappie. I could tell. Like, he does have the right points, but a lot of things I don't agree with what Hotkey AFL says. And then he, like, decides on some of his videos and streams that he wants to just take it out on everyone for no reason. And it's like, you can have an opinion on me, but I don't really appreciate it if you're going to give me shit. But shit on me as a person when you don't even know me. You can shit on my content if you want to. Like, not everyone's going to find my content their cup of tea, even if you're an AFL fan. But I don't know. Because once a large group of people are in a call, it's too hard to get your word in. Yeah, I sort of somewhat agree with that for sure. Because I was more quiet than I normally am. I'm quite a quiet person. People might not think that, but I am. Probably because I spend half my bloody days behind a screen, so I'm not talking to real people. Nah, I do like your chat. You guys are good people. Morrison drives it inside forward 50. There's a pack, and English can't find it. There's always trouble whenever it gets to the ground because Hawthorn have so many numbers and dangerous plays. Fumbly there from... Who's number 36? I've got a 36 for the Bulldogs. Is Luke Cleary. Most of us in chat are polar opposites. What do you mean? I would feel like most people in the chat are also introverts. I don't feel like there'd be too many massive extroverts that are on YouTube 24/7 because wouldn't they be preferring to like hang out with mates and going out and all that? Keen for tomorrow with the first fit out. Yeah, just make sure you continue posting on Insta and all that as well because you'll get a few that I reckon will blow up. Weird game this has been, but it might turn out to be a close one when it comes late. Kennedy almost. That's the best way of gaining followers, and I always keep saying to myself, just should be posting more on that. Sam Davidson, that was his first touch that quarter actually. McNeil there, who's kicked 4 by the way. You would never think a Lachlan McNeil would be a sort of player to kick more than 5 goals. What do you mean by that, mate? Never understand some of your messages when I see them. Well, what does that actually imply? I would say I am, but maybe I'm becoming less of one. But like, there are a lot of times where I'd almost prefer to be just in my room watching YouTube than out clubbing, which probably sounds loserish in a way. But I'm not saying all the time. Sometimes I need enough alcohol in me to actually decide, you know what, this will be a good night. Collab with Clayton's World. See, I just don't have the contacts to get in contact with him. I haven't got the following. And I don't think Clayton actually follows footy either. I mean, Sammy GFC does, so maybe I'll just get him on, but nah. Sammy is never making a cut in that video. You need to earn your spot. I can't just be giving it to people that I know. Depends on who it is. Yeah, I guess if it's with people that you don't really connect with or don't click with well enough, or you don't know, that would be certainly less inviting to do so, to go out. And it depends on how I'm feeling as well. If I'm not really feeling 100%. Can the Dogs find a late one? Or can either side find a late one? That's the real question. Davidson's there again. Lob. Still a fantasy get, though, I reckon. There's certainly a look if you've got like 85, 86 as a rookie. So Meek wins that over English, and Mackenzie. And imagine if Bontempelli doesn't play. But you think about, the Dogs are doing quite well without a lot of their star players against Hawthorn, who... have Hawthorn actually got any major outs in this game? I can't remember. I really don't think they do. Have you ordered from Grilled since the last meet? When was that? That was in Jan. Do you know what I found quite surprising? We went on a random walk in Bali to one of the clubs. You'll see the place probably in my first one of the first bits of the Bali vlog, which I have actually edited. It's taken me like 6 hours to do so. Maybe not 6 hours, but it's taken me a while. Probably almost 6 hours if you include the times I tried to use my microphone, but I never got it working until I finally did. But they have grilled in Bali. I thought it was only Australian. But I don't think I've had grilled since. No, I haven't. Not because of the incident, because it's not Grilled's fault, I don't think. I wouldn't have a problem going to the location, but would I ever order from Grilled again? Like menu log or anything like that? No, probably not. Going in July. Yeah, I wouldn't really feel like I wouldn't enjoy the trip as much if I went like the same trip that I had a week ago, but in like July, because I'm missing out on 2 critical weeks of the footy season. And when I was there, I couldn't really find enough time at all to like worry about making content, and I didn't want to either. But if it was the other way around, like I would have had to have just sacrificed time to at least do a tips video. So I'm not just going to have a 2-week... Even if I went to Europe for a fucking month. Which I could be doing a Europe trip in 2028 during the footy season for like a month. And I am going to probably take the opportunity and go. Like it wouldn't be that massive of a deal. Alright, I miss a few Saints games. I'm not in Australia for a month. I'd be able to work my way around it. as long as I have a little bit of my own time. Like, if I have no time for myself, like just me, it's a whole month. But maybe by then, I don't care about YouTube. Who's to say that I'll be doing this in 5 years' time? Yeah, I know it's going to be expensive. Like, you'd almost start having to save up for that. But it might not end up happening. I might get half of the funds paid for by my mum because it'll be for her 50th birthday. Actually, which that makes me second think of that. That means that'll be 2029 if it's her 50th, not 2028. Weddle kicks it on the siren. That should be a goal. The umpire reckons no score, even though I reckon he kicked that as the siren went. Interesting that. If he kicked it a millisecond earlier, I definitely reckon that would have counted, but didn't end up counting. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It is only pre-season, but whatever. So that's the third quarter done. We've got 88 in chat, which means that we should have... We do have 89, but I reckon there are probably 10 people watching that haven't hit the like button. %100 missing at least one game. Yeah, but like you'll be able to watch it there, which is good. Even when I watched the game on my stream, I did pay for a VPN, which I regret doing now, honestly, because it wasn't worth it. But in the point that I'm trying to make is you don't have to worry about that. You could always just go to a sports bar. There are a lot of sports bars that you can watch the footy on, which you probably would do. Like, you're not going to like miss the game, you wouldn't think. Sydney round 23. I probably need to find a way of planning an SCG trip because I kind of need to make an SCG trip this year for something that I'm doing, but I don't know which game it would be, and I can't really rely on the rolling fixture because if there's a game that clashes with the Saints, I don't think I'll feel right about going to the SCG whilst St Kilda are playing because we don't play there. Can I, whilst we wait, continue doing a bit of footy numbers? This get on board ad feels like it costs a lot of money to make, but it's a fucking annoying ad with a song. Nah, again, I'm not going to just scream and act like a childish twat for no reason. Unless you want to donate money and I'll do it. Because I could use any dollary dues at the moment. I am in one of those positions where I'm spending money on nothing. I haven't spent a cent since Saturday. Actually, no, that's a lie. I bought a burger today for lunch because I went for a walk to a local cafe, and I was like, you know what? I'll buy food because I can't be asked cooking up lunch. Why don't the Weddle goal count? Well, you're not. You're on 44, but I do agree that goal should have counted because it looked like he kicked it before the siren. But who cares? It doesn't really matter that much. Get on board. Get on board. Is this going to... All right, we'll probably only have a few minutes for this, but we can maybe try to get another streak of... Let's go 10. Let's actually no, we're not going to go 10 when we're doing easy. I want to do a hard one. Hawks will come back and win by 3. I think in the second quarter, someone asked me what I thought was going to happen. I said Hawks would still find a way to win by 20, but look, I wouldn't think 20 would be the margin. They have the 9 points in it though, so yeah. Alrighty, let's try. Now I think this is Bailey Scott. $37 for the Giants. Yeah, when I have a high number for a team like GWE, not Himmelberg. But if I say Himmelberg, it won't be, but I'll just say him. Joe Fonte. Would never have gotten that. I like the last name though, Fonty. 8 for Gold. I should get 8 for Gold. I feel like I definitely should get 8 for Gold Coast, but for some reason I don't remember. I can't remember. Well, I feel like it's. I'm gonna have Fiorini, but it probably isn't. Oh, it is. Okay, that's actually. I'm quite happy with that. I'm not gonna lie. Nah, is the game over? No, it isn't. Wilkie again. I feel like Wilkie's a very popular one to get in this. Yeah, I know, Jimbo, you have a point, but he never can never wrap his head around it. Will Power, I think. 8 for Sydney. Row bottom. I think he definitely got his kick away before the siren, but who knows? 1 for Essendon. We just had this one. Jeez, I'm on a roll here, guys. 6 in a row. This could be my best streak. My current streak is 6. 29. I'll show you guys my best. Fuck. Let's just guess. Alright, this might be the last game we do. Sam Durham. Chris potentially got an NT trip for school for both. Why would you do a West Coast 13? I think that's a new recruit, but I don't know for 2024. Is that Witherden? I reckon that's Witherden. Oh, it's not. All right, well that's it. Well, back to the last quarter. We'll see if Hawthorn can make a bit of a fight back and win the whole thing. Yeah, is that are they both for school? Because if you've got a Japan trip, it means you're doing Japanese. So I'm not saying that, oh yeah, why are you doing Japanese? But I feel like it's a bit of a shock nowadays for people to continue learning a language past like year 10 when it's not mandatory anymore. Because at least at my school, no one wanted to because it was shit. Because we had shit teachers and it was just not interesting. And if I want to learn a language, I wouldn't want to learn French. I probably would definitely prefer to master Spanish. Like, it is important to learn a language, I feel. But if you're never going to travel, I guess it doesn't really matter. And especially considering we speak English, it's probably the universal language. If there's any language you want to be able to speak, I feel like it's English because it's just so universally spoken. Yeah, they're both for school, and neither Japan one's volunteer, and I feel like it's a good experience. Well, it'd be a good experience. I wouldn't say it'd be a shit experience unless you like got robbed there or contracted a very terrible disease. I've never done a school trip like that. In fact, I've never done a school trip apart from a year 5 camp out of the state. My TAFE wants me. That's fair, but it's depending on what the camp is. Like, I don't know. If I was in school and like I had an opportunity to go abroad to a really nice place or like whatever, and I'm missing out on Saints North, like I almost feel like it'd be a no-brainer decision. Like, could probably still watch the game on the trip. No, Razor, do you really think I like go on his channel every 5 minutes? No. Who's number 27 for Hawthorn again? McCabe. I wonder if he's got any relations to Bailey McCabe. Missed it. NT for a school camp, missed out. I guess maybe the the TAFE trip Jimbo's, or maybe he hasn't really got any mates that he gives a fuck about. So why would I really care as well? If it was with my best mates, like the mates I went to for Bali, then it'd be different. But we want to plan something for next year. We might go back to Bali. We might go somewhere else, probably in Southeast Asia because it's cheaper. I don't hate Asia, but I probably prefer to go to. I definitely prefer to go to Europe, but it's more expensive, and I feel like you want to spend a bit more time in Europe because you want to go to not just the one country. Obviously, you probably want to go to a bunch. I had 3 of my best mates on that. Yeah, if Chris had no mates on his trip, like it'd be kind of funny if Dimitri was on that trip with him, and it was just being an annoying nuisance the whole time. Now I know Dimitri. He's been a viewer for a while. He hasn't been on my streams in a bit, but honestly, I'm not complaining because he can be annoying. Darcy, he's almost. He has a few cracks at it, a few bites of the pie. Mason, I haven't even watched the first season. I don't really watch series, to be honest. I just don't really have the. I take that back. I probably do have the time for it, but I just don't have the interest or maybe the attention span to just be fucked watching a series or even a movie. Like if I've got spare time, can I be asked just watching the same thing for 2.5? I know Cobra Kai is a series, but I don't know. I'm not interested in it. I'm not gonna lie. I think you might be in the camp. Good luck then. Hola, Pat, ¿cómo estás? Estoy muy bien. Fuck, I can't. Estoy muy bien, Sarah. Gracias. Here's a chance for Watson. Nicolas Watson. On the goal. The HAWTHORN. My Spanish can get really average when I don't speak it for a long time. Do you do Spanish yourself, Sarah? I mean, in all fairness, it's not really a difficult phrase to know. Noah, welcome. Try to remember to not do what you did in the last stream, mate, because otherwise I am going to almost have to consider banning you for the stream. $51 to 53 though, so we're getting a close one. We could get the closest game of the whole round. In fact, we haven't really gotten any close games this entire preseason if you include the match sims. Which means that, yeah, we might be set for something pretty good. I'm learning it in school. Do you still homeschools, or are you finally actually enrolled in a public or private proper school? Because like you might think as a kid, oh yeah, homeschooling will be awesome, but you probably get very sick of it after all, and you want to be able to interact with the students. As with Nick Watson, 2 in a minute, and he's on fire right now. He can do anything right now, and the Hawks are in front by 4. And this is where it could get dangerous now for the Bulldogs if they're not careful. I mean, I was talking to Sarah though, mate, but fair enough. I feel like the Dogs, they just have too many players flying for the ball without being accountable for the smalls that are just waiting for the ball to be spilt. Because if you have so many players like that flying for it, chances are there won't be a mark. So Hawthorn, they've been in front for only 5.5 minutes in this game, and still homeschooled. Yeah, right. I feel like if you're homeschooled, it'd be harder to transition to the real world, like when you graduate and move out of society, because it's probably harder to learn how to. I might be wrong though. You might still have a lot of friends, but I don't know. If I was homeschooled, I reckon I'd be even more fucked socially, because I probably wouldn't understand how all the other kids my age are and how to make friends and all that. Who do you think is going to win from here? I do think Hawthorn will probably last the whole way and win it. They're on top right now. They haven't been the better side, I'm not going to lie, but they've been kind of like Collingwood. Just when their chances are provided, they're making the most of them more than the Dogs. Yeah, and I feel like you're not in that learning environment if you're at school. Like, sometimes even when I'm trying to do like YouTube, like editing and all that, because I edit in my room, because I'm in the same environment as where I go to sleep, sometimes I don't feel as motivated and I can like be more distracted and I can maybe even procrastinate a little bit more. Or just sometimes I can just go and take a nap because I feel tired, when I probably wouldn't do that if I didn't edit in my room. So if I like did school in my room the whole time, I feel like I'd be, I don't know, I wouldn't do as much work. You could argue be less distracted because students can be cunts at school and just distract you, the whole class. But I don't know, I feel like you'd be getting more stuff done at school because you're in an environment where you know you need to work. Do you have another room to do editing? If I really wanted to, I could move my laptop to the kitchen or something. But I prefer editing here because I've got everything that I need, and it's a pain in the ass moving things. And I've got monitors that I'd rather have monitors when I edit as well. So I wouldn't edit in another room normally. If you remember Tommy Ham, he was homeschooling, can still social. Yeah, but he's almost like over the top. He's almost too overconfident, I think. Which is surprising to say that he's homeschooled. But we're not going to talk about this anymore of Tommy Ham because I've been told a lot of things that shouldn't be revealed in the public eye. Yeah, you get distracted, especially if you're like working environment or your environment in which you're meant to get work done is just clogged and isn't organised. It doesn't put you in the greatest headspace, I don't think. Norton. Oh, did all right there, Norton. Poulter. Holding the ball. Whatever think of getting an actual PC. No, honestly, I'm happy with what I have right now. I was considering it before getting my new laptop, but I value just having a bit of flexibility with what I like, a portability. You don't really have that at all with a PC because you're in a fixed location. Even if I wanted to edit in the living room, I couldn't with a PC. And there'll be a lot of times this year where I'll be on the move where I'm needing my laptop for certain things, and I don't want a laptop and a PC. Yes, PCs are more powerful and shit like that. Yes, they're cheaper in a sense of, like, you get more out of a PC. Oh, what a mark! From Sam Darcy. He is so tall that he probably didn't even reach the highest point. But it just looked like he went up so high. And I've forgotten what I was talking about. But yeah, simple answer is no PC. Laptop's the way to go. Well, for me. Sometimes I do schoolwork and yeah, that's not good. I won't lie. In 2020, during the COVID years, I'd probably sometimes have days, and it's year 12 as well. I have a day where I was just in bed. I didn't get out of my bed. I just did work in my bed. It's easier to do work when you're on your laptop. If you're trying to write, if you can't like do an essay in your bed. But I did attempt that once because I was so lazy. That same year, I think I just did all my... I don't think I edited on my desk because it was a piece of shit, so I just did it in my bed. And Norton is going to get a free goal here. He was in the square, a bit of a handball chain from the Dogs. And they will take that, and they will hit the lead by a couple points. So this has become a pretty entertaining game. Both sides are taking their chances now, and it's anyone's game. 59 plays 57. Isn't a PC better if you have the money to get one and also have a laptop? I mean, I could get one, but I'll tell you this, Xavier. I haven't really got any money right now that I can just spend on just stuff like amenities like that. I don't. I've got to save. I've said it a few times. until more money comes through. Because, yeah, like the Bali trip, for example. And also I had to pay a lot of money for insurance because, yeah, let's just say the car situation is not great. But it's more, it's not anything to do with the fact that I'm paying for the damage. I have to pay for not a new car, but I've got to pay for being a licensed driver on a new car. Because the 2 cars that we had are now gone. Anyways, that's a story for another time. That could be a chat with Cardi topic. Darcy's there, couldn't take it. Snaps it around on his left. And that's as good as gold. Dogs fans will be very happy with that. Sam Darcy, he will be an absolute star. He is that just the 1 goal he's kicked? It is only the 1 goal. But he looks good. 9 goals, 11 as well. So they moved to 9-11. So they've exploded out the blocks there. I shouldn't say that. You're considering getting a PC instead of a laptop. Yeah, but I feel like you're going to need a laptop for school. So do you have a school laptop or do you just use your current laptop you have? Because obviously you can't, like, as well, if you had uni as well, you can't bring your PC to your classes and hook it up. Fuck that. Give Sam Darcy 7 million a season. Alright, here's a question, Blake. Actually, no, not for Blake. Here's a question that I feel like would be a little bit difficult to answer depending on who you are. Who will score more goals in 2025? Sam Darcy or Max King? Because Max King won't play round 1. He's probably not going to be match fit to start off the season anyways, because it takes a little bit of time for play, especially forwards after an injury and an interrupted preseason. That's a joke tweet. Okay, I say that as Darcy takes a strong mark, but yeah, people love to shit on Max King, and I really hope he proves everyone wrong and has a really strong year, because obviously I hope that. Skipper still says King. Andrew still says King. Ronek says he's the most overrated forward. No, he's not the most overrated forward in the comp. He's getting to a stage where he's not really overrated because everyone just gives him shit now. Like, you never see any positive attention. Anytime King gets talked about, it's always negative. So I don't think he's overrated because of that reason. Darcy kicks his second. So the Dogs have blown out to a 14-point lead thanks to goals from Darcy and Norton. And it's exciting. It might actually mean the Dogs could be still a pretty decent side this year. King needs 50 goals this year at the minimum. Darcy will go as a goat. How many goals did Darcy kick last year? Because maybe I'm underestimating Darcy. Because Darcy probably will kick 50 goals. And if that's the case, then yeah, maybe he does kick more than King. Who still hasn't reached his potential? No, he definitely hasn't, Max King. People forget, like, players like Matthew Richardson, like, he has had kicked more goals than Matthew Richardson at the same stage of his career with the amount of games he's played. He's got one of the highest goals per average of any player in the comp. Right now, Watson almost flies for a specky. Ginnivan kicks it quickly with a snap. Chol is there. Watson's also there. Chol from midair, and he hits the post. That was really chaotic. You see that a lot with Hawthorn. It's so chaotic, but you never know what's going to happen. It's like that stupid adult I get sometimes. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Shut the fuck up. King's season's always affected by... Well, 2022 he hasn't. I think that was the one year where he was actually fit the whole year, played every game, and had probably, in my opinion, his best season in terms of output for the whole year. Kicked over 50 goals. And that was his third season. Trade Jamara and build around. Yeah. I agree. I don't know. I think definitely Darcy's got more of a ceiling than Jamara, but I think both are still really talented. I don't know about Norton as well. Like, he can be all right, but he does butcher it a lot. Lenny, what's up? Notice how I've got the comments on the screen now. So if I want to pick a comment, I can put it up on the screen. I think it's going to be a cool little extra feature interactive-wise on the channel for the streams. But good to see you in the chats, Lenny. And great to hear as well about your recent news. Oh my goodness. D'Ambrosio with a special goal. That is a contender for goal of the game. And we're back to a 7-point margin here. Massimo Ambrosio. No, I never said get rid of Norton, but I'm asking how do you reckon he's reached his ceiling? Because it seems like he's not really improving. But I feel like he could. Why does Lenny have a mod? Because it's Lenny, mate. Do you think Uze will get sacked? I feel like it'd just be too reactionary if they... Geez, he's had 26 in a go. If they do sack him this year, even if they win no games, I still don't think they'll sack him. I mean, it depends. If they cannot see anything with the way they're playing, if they just cannot see any hope from the game plan, maybe, I guess, if he just completely loses the plot and they just lose every game by 100 and there are no changes, but I don't know. Yeah, that from your hair, Lenny. It's awesome to hear. This is what I'm talking about. If they kick it long and deep, Hawthorn always seem like they can get a goal. Hole in the ball. Like, they do it. It's the way to do it for Hawthorn. Just boot it as long as possible. Like, I wouldn't worry about taking marks inside 50. I just create chaos. 9 out of 10 recent times prove that sacking coaches does not improve the situation. Yeah, I know. People think that, a new coach is the answer, and it never normally is. If they win no games, Richmond, that is, they should leave comp straight away. Well, yeah, sure, mate. Max Ramsden, here's a chance for a very positive moment in his short career, and he's missed it. It's not going to influence anyone to buy a Guernsey with a 38 on the back, is it? Noah, I think you should know by now that if you ask for a mod, you're not going to get one. Do you think Weddle's no goal should have counted? Yeah, I do think it should have counted. I don't know. I know it is only a practice match, so maybe it didn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But if this was like a regular season or even a final, here's a chance for Warple, and he puts it offline. I think then you certainly review those, but I don't know. They didn't review that one. If it was a goal, they'd be in front, by the way. There was no way that was a goal. I feel like you just speak out your ass with the way you said that, mate. Did you go back, review the footage and analyse it thoroughly to make your conclusion valid? Because I think it was a goal. Battle handballs it over. D'Ambrosio back over the top to Battle, and Battle kicks it short. He's been, as good as Hawthorn have hoped from a really solid key back like Josh Battle. Ginnivan. So after the Dogs kicked a bunch of goals in a row, Hawthorn have got their momentum. Chol's coming up, but that's just way too high, that kick. Did not favour any of the Hawthorn players, but the pressure has been really, really strong from Hawthorn, locking it inside 50, and that's what's going to make them such a dangerous side in 2025. Well, if it was dodgy, how would it have been dodgy though? They didn't make the wrong call. If you thought that was the case. Worth the number 8 pick. Well, Hawthorn didn't have to get rid of the number 8 pick. Yeah, maybe he's not a number 8 pick worthy right now, but he's pretty good. Worth the first rounder. Ladder predictions, touch wood, should be out tomorrow. I definitely need to post tomorrow. So if it's not that, maybe I decide to post another video, but I think there'll be the latter predictions. We are trying to see if we can get to 43k by opening round. So it's, you know, obviously not as frequent as subs in the off season, but I think now is when they can start ramp themselves up when I post more. Because the more I post, the more I'll get. Speaking of more goes long, but O'Donnell does well, and Scholl is not happy. It's shitty kick. So it's a 5-point margin. This is going to turn out to be a game that'll probably be decided under a goal. Davidson's certainly been held up in this second half after a really impressive first half, but still he's shown some signs. And Day cannot get there. I've made my graphics for predictions. I've just got to push myself to film it. How much research do you put into these videos, Skipper? Because people, I know there are some people that just write the list and just yap. Just fucking talk out their ass. And seem like they don't know what they're talking about half the time. Make up points as they go. And half the times the points aren't even true. Or the information isn't accurate. Crofter was pretty solid. Unfortunately though, kicked straight to an opposition in Harry Morrison. So the Hawks are going to go back inside. Morrison goes long. Once again, I cannot see him finding a mark though. I feel like the Bulldogs have the Hawthorn forwards covered, but it's just when it goes to ground. Yeah, sorry. No, that's not the right. Yeah, sorry, mate. I understand that. I have a lot of connections with a lot of viewers, but still haven't got mods. Just because I still feel like I probably need to trust you a little bit more on the chats, and I just don't need more mods right now. The Battle of the Centurions, in a way. You are right. 3 clubs entering the 100th year. Oh, geez, that was dangerous from Fraser. Was that Fraser that was? Yeah, it was. Free kick. Garcia. I go into a couple of things to get an idea of my opinion on the team, talk about some possible notable players for the season and sum it up. So you do no research whatsoever. Yeah, cheers, mate. I appreciate the fact that you respect my opinion, or my decision more so. Ginnivan could probably just go and wheel it. Well, Watson will nail his third here. So this will get people excited for players like Nick Watson. He could kick like a potential match-winning goal. Yeah, that's fair, Skip. Yeah, Skipper, I watched your what video was it? Your GDA one. It looked like it took a bit of time to put together, so I was quite impressed by it. It was probably your best video. I actually did watch it. Watson's going to line up here. 3 minutes to go. Drop punt, and that's not even going to register a score. We're back to the OG Nick Watson days where he couldn't kick straight. Remember, we are going to head straight to the Adelaide v Brisbane game next, so I don't know if... I actually think the stream's scheduled is... The scheduled start to the stream is going to overlap. Because it's scheduled for 7:55, but we will head over to that game. So if you want to, you can leave a like on that stream and we can start early. I'm looking forward to seeing how Adelaide go, more so than Brisbane, because I feel like we sort of kind of expect, we kind of come to expect to know what Brisbane are going to provide heading into this year, but not really Adelaide, even though I think they'll do well. Letty, how am I 4 minutes ahead? Surely you're watching this on like KO or something, so you just maybe like skip to live? Unrealistic attempt, but no, they play on. Artie Jones. Croft is actually impressed me here. Oh, I say that, and Watson tackles him. And the aggression is put on display here from Nick Watson. He's pissed off about something. I don't know what, but he doesn't want to overturn it. Hawks wanted advantage there. They'll go back. As soon as you said Wiz missed, that's kind of funny. You need to switch title and thumbnail? No, because it'll just be a new stream. I used to do it where I'd continue on the same stream, but I feel like with what YouTube sometimes they do, after a while, your stream isn't the first to pop up in the sub box. So it's harder for people to find. So you just be better off. You might get more views from a double header, but you'd be better off just doing a new stream. We still haven't hit 100 viewers yet this stream. So to continue the streak, even in the preseason, in a close game like this, stick around and we'll see who ends up winning this game. Hawthorn with a last chance attack. Here's Weddle, move to Massimo. He drives it inside 50 with a minute 19. No one's there. Fraser gets the footy out. Who was that? O'Donnell. It was Davidson. Go short. Darcy, a minute to go. One more mark and I feel like the game's over. And Norton might as well finish it here. He just needs to collect it. He does eventually. Luckily he does. And that should probably be it with 51 seconds to go. He kicks the goal and making an 11-point margin. 51 seconds though. We actually have seen times where teams have won from deficits of over a goal with a minute to go. I'm pretty sure the Port Adelaide v Hawthorn game's an example. So Hawthorn might need to reverse it, but they won't, I don't think. What do you reckon Hawks can do this season? Lose to the Bulldogs? Norton's done pretty well, actually. 3 goals too. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that'll happen, Hawks fan. And now definitely not, because I think the Dogs are just going to kill the time because they get the free kick from the middle. I know it's not a match in a preseason game, but they're not going to want to lose it from here. Where do I think the Saints will finish, Lenny? Where do I think they'll finish? Well, I actually gave my predictions in Rolls Macca's video, head and heart. And I'll probably use my head more than my heart. I probably reckon we'll finish middle of the table, 11th around that. You could see them in my 8 maybe if I really feel like it, but I don't think so. So a bit of a low scoring scrap this one. The Dogs, I still think were the better side, but Hawthorn, they do look more dangerous when they're on. But the Dogs forward line connected well this quarter, I'm not going to lie. Norton, I think, kicked 3 1/4. Darcy kicked a couple. 11 seconds here. Watson couldn't find the tackle. Lob. McNeil. Duray. And Davidson. So there we go. He'll get the last touch of the footy. And they'll be pretty happy with the result. Especially some of the young guns as well. AFL 18. How do you rate that performance? A win over Hawthorn when I sort of doubted you, even though it wasn't really a proper game. So I'm actually 2 for 2 in terms of incorrect tips. Luckily, this preseason stuff isn't the real stuff. Knowing everything now, I bet you Adelaide win. But it wouldn't actually would kind of shock me because I have to do it away. But Adelaide might have more to prove. Who are your 12 teams then, Jesse? Because I assume you're probably going to have all 8 teams in the 8 last year. Then you add Collingwood, I reckon. Freo probably. Maybe the Bulldogs. Well, they already made the 8 last year. No, that's the thing with the Bulldogs. I was going to have them low, but does this result influence my anything? In Ipswich. Yeah, we do head over. I will send the link over. So I wouldn't mind getting everyone over because we're pretty much straight into it. Unfortunately, I don't have time to... I have no time to relax or have a break. But you sometimes get that with double headers, but you don't get that in the footy season because the games, or maybe you do now, which would be semi-shit. All right, I'll head over in a minute. Oh, Hawks fan, it's not that big of a deal. I really don't think it's going to be a major talking point at all. People forget about it. Think about it. They did do it without some of their stars. The Dogs. Yes, Razor Footy. They'll all have their own special Guernseys for it as well, you'd think. Does it mean that it will switch straight over? Do I have to manually click on Adelaide, Brisbane? Anyways, I've got the new scoreboard. So let's, no, that says WBD. St Kilda in 6th. Yeah, I get shocked when people have St Kilda that high. All right, let's move to the next stream. Thank you all for watching. Pretty good one. I like the chat in the end, to be honest. It got better as the game wore on, but yeah,